Hello, today on Pickle's Garage, I'm going to show you how to replace your steering wheel on an older vehicle. 70s, 80s, maybe even into the early 90s, this should work as well. I'm doing this specifically on my Z28 1979 Camaro. So as far as tools you'll definitely need a screwdriver, Phillips, and then standard, just to kind of pull out this part I'll show you. You're also going to need the steering wheel kit. If you can rent this, I would definitely try and do it. This was 27 bucks on Amazon, and I'm probably only ever going to use it once. So unless you're doing a bunch of it all the time, I would just try and rent this bad boy. But I did remove some of the major components just for, speed. But one thing I do want to note is because the horn assembly is in this, you are going to want to disconnect your battery while you do this, just to avoid any potential shocks. So first thing is you'll take off the cap. It's just friction held, so you'll just pop that off, put it aside. Next you're going to see this assembly here, which is just to hold that cap. Just going to be some Phillips. Remove that. And then there's going to be this plate here, which you can go ahead and pull off, which will expose the horn assembly, which is right here. So again, this is why it's important to remove the battery. You'll just pull out, there'll be a spring. You can set that aside as well. When you buy your new steering wheel, likely it will just come with this whole new assembly. So you probably won't need to save really any of this, but just in case. Now, next part is you are going to want to undo this. I was able to get it loosened with 22 millimeter. I don't think it was the exact size, but it was just a lot bigger than the socket I had available, but 22 seemed to work fine. You want to loosen it, you don't want to remove it just yet. And then you're going to be at this stage, and you're going to pull this out of your lock puller kit. These bolts are just going to be whatever size fits in these holes right here. So just find the one that works for you in your vehicle. You'll have a few different options there. And then you're going to put this as part of the piece after you kind of spin this down, just so it's low enough against that, right? Exposing this. So I'll go ahead and briefly stop the video so I can just throw this one on with my other hand here, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, so now you're going to be at this stage. You're definitely going to want to try and get a few threads in, so try and get it nice and tight, but obviously you don't want to do any damage. Make sure it's as even as you can get it, and then snug this up by tightening. All of this, by the way, is a 1/2 inch drive, including this portion here, right? And so now we're just going to twist away slowly, and eventually it's going to loosen. And again, important to keep this nut on there just so it catches it. But that is basically it. You just twist it, and it'll get nice and loose for you, and you can pop it off. So as you can see, it's free, and so I'm just going to start removing everything. Take the bolts off, or the nut rather. Really need to buy a tripod. Alright, I'll go ahead and pop this off real quick. There you go, all exposed. So popped off nice and easy. This part will remain, so just make sure that you don't do any damage breaking that off. But now all the gears are exposed. I can throw on my new steering wheel. line that up, and I'll be good to go. And then I just have to do everything in reverse. Thank you for watching.